I'm doing it.
Yes, but you should be. He should be doing it. He's the one who broke it down.
Well, he's not here.
He's not back yet?
No.
He'll be back. He can clean it up then.
Well, in the meantime, we gotta live it.
He'll be back. You can leave it for him until he gets back. I must have got to sleep at 5 in the morning.
Did you call the cops?
Last night?
Yeah.
Sure, I called the cops. Are you kidding? I was in danger of my life. I was being threatened.
He wasn't threatening you.
Are you kidding me? He broke down the door, didn't he?
He's just trying to get in.
That's no way to get into a house. There are plenty of other ways to get into a house. He could have climbed through a window.
He was drunk.
That's not my problem.
You locked the door.
Yes, I locked the door. I told him I was going to lock the door. I said, the next time this happens, I'm locking the door, and you can stay in the hotel.
Is that where he is now?
How should I know?
I took the Subaru, I guess.
If that's the one that's missing, then that's the one he took.
Why'd you call the cops?
I told you. I was scared.
What, you thought he was gonna kill you?
I thought, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is trying to break in here. Who is this? This could be anybody.
I heard you screaming at each other.
Yes.
So you must have known it was him.
I wasn't sure. That was the frightening part. I could smell it right through the door.
Jeez, he was drinking that much?
Not that. His skin. You want some breakfast?
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I'm gonna have some.
Wish you hadn't called the cops. Makes me feel like we're someone else. Makes me feel like we're in trouble or something.
We're not in trouble. He is, but we're not.
It's humiliating that the cops come to your house. I don't know, like we're someone else. Why'd you call the cops?
I told you, he was trying to kill me!
I was just lying there on my bed. I smelled the potato blossoms. I could hear the coyotes. I could feel myself in my bed, in my room, in this house, in this town, in this state, this country. I feel this country close, like it was part of my bones. I feel all the people outside, even the sleeping people, even all the sleeping animals, the sheep, the turkeys, the bulls, even the tractors just waiting for the sun to rise, sitting in the dew. You feel the space around me like this big black world. Listen like an animal. Listen like tense. Any second something could invade into some thorn or something indescribable. That's when I heard the Subaru. A mile off, I could tell it was the Subaru by the sound of the valves. The lifters had this sound like nothing else. Picture my dad driving it, shifting unconsciously, downshifting into second for that final pull up the hill. See the lights crashing through the orchard, lighting the trees one by one, and back to black. Then you hear the brakes, ignition goes off, car turns off, lights go off, and nothing. It's a long pause. He's just sitting there. Why is he just sitting there? I picture him just sitting there. He's plastered. He's plastered, you can't move. He's plastered, he doesn't want to move. He's going to sleep there all night. He's done it before. Slept with waking up with a dew on the hood of the car, freezing headache, teeth covered in peanuts. He doesn't want to come in. Then you hear the door open, pop a metal, car door slams, dogs barking down the road, feet, sound of a paper bag covering Alan's coffee brandy, feet coming towards the door, feet stopping, and the sound of the door not opening, man yelling, dad yelling. Dad yelling for mom, no response. Foot kicking hard. Foot kicking harder. One right through the door. Wood splitting. Man screaming. Man going insane. Fist tearing through the screen. Mom screaming. Mom screaming for police. Man throwing wood. Man throwing up. Mom calling cops. Man crashing down through the driveway. Car door slams. First gear grinding. Wheels screaming. Car screaming off down the road. And then nothing. And then soft crying. Woman crying. Mom crying. Shuffling around through the house. Soft crying. And nothing.
Now I know the first thing you'll think is that you've hurt yourself. That's only natural. You'll think that something drastic has happened to your insides and that's why you're bleeding. That's only a natural reaction. But I want you to know the truth. I want you to know all the facts before you go out there and pick up a lot of lies. Now, the first thing is, never go swimming when that happens. It can cause you to bleed to death. The water draws it right out of you.
But what if I'm invited? The Thompsons have a new heated pool. You should see it, Ma. It's even got blue lights around it at night. It's really beautiful. Like a fancy hotel.
I said no swimming, and that's what I meant. This thing is no joke. Your whole life is changing. You don't want to live in ignorance, do you?
No, Ma.
All right. The next thing is sanitary napkins. You don't want to go buying them out of any old machine in any old gas station bathroom. I know they say sanitized on the package, but they're a far cry from sanitized. They're filthy. Those things have been sitting around those places for months. You don't know whose quarters go into those machines. Those quarters carry germs. Those innocent-looking silver quarters with Washington's head staring straight ahead, his handsome jaw jutting out, spewing germs all over those napkins.
How come they call them napkins?
What?
How come they call them napkins?
I don't know. I didn't make it up. Somebody made it up a long time ago, and the name just stuck.
Sanitary napkins.
That's right.
It's a funny sound. Like a hospital or something.
Well, that's what it should be, but unfortunately they're not. They are far from hospital clean, that's for sure. And you should know that anything you stick up in there must be absolutely hospital clean.
Stick up in where?
What are those things?
They're for my demonstration.
What demonstration?
How to cut up a frying chicken. For 4-H, you know. I told you before. You haven't used up my last chicken, have you?
I forgot you were doing that. I thought that wasn't for months yet.
I told you it was this month. It's always this month. Every year it's this month.
I forgot.
Where's my chicken?
What chicken?
I had a chicken in here all ready to go. I killed it and dressed it and everything.
It's not in there. All we've got is bacon and bread.
I just put it in here yesterday, Ma. You didn't use it, did you?
Why would I use it?
For soup or something?
Now, why would I use a fryer for stew? Don't be ridiculous.
It's not in there!
Don't scream in here. Go outside and scream if you're going to scream.
What's all the screaming?
Somebody stole their chicken.
Stole it?
Boiled it.
You boiled it.
I didn't know it was hers.
Well, did it have her name on it?
No, of course not.
Well, she's got nothing to complain about. Shut up out there! You should put your name on it if you didn't want anyone to use it.
Eat my stuff!
Great language. What's all this shit?
Oh, it's her chart. She's doing a demonstration.
Demonstration?
Yes.
On what?
On how to cut up a chicken. What else?
Anyone knows how to cut up a chicken.
There's special bones you have to crack, special ways of doing it, evidently.
What's so special about it?
The anatomy is what's special. The anatomy of a chicken. You know the anatomy, you're halfway home.
It's just bones.
There's no consideration. If I come across a chicken in the freezer, I would have asked someone before I boiled it.
Not if you were starving!
No one's starving in this house. We don't belong to the starving class.
Don't speak unless you know what you're speaking about. There is no such thing as a starving class.
There is too. There's a starving class of people, and we're not part of it.
We're hungry. That's starving enough for me.
You're a spoiled brat.
Oh. Did you hear what she said? Emma?
What?
Your brother just spilled Moxie or poured Moxie all over your charts.
What kind of a family is this?
I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen.
Do you know how long I worked on these charts?
I had to do research.
I went to the library. I checked out books. I spent hours.
Well, it's a fucking stupid thing to spend your time on.
I'm leaving this house.
You're too young. She's too young. I know. I know. I don't know. But dude, she's too young. She's only now getting her first period.
Swell.
Well, you don't know how it is. It's very tough. You don't have to make things worse for her.
I'm not. I'm opening up new possibilities. She'll look back on the day her brother poured Moxie all over her charts and see it as a turning point in her life.
How do you figure?
Well, she's already decided to leave. That's the beginning.
She's too young to leave and get out of the refrigerator. You're always in the refrigerator.
Well, I'm hungry.
How can you be hungry all the time? We're not poor. We're not rich, but we're not poor.
What are we then?
We're somewhere in between. We're going to be rich, though.
What do you mean?
We're going to have some money real soon.
Well, that's not working. Thought you got fired.
Right. This has nothing to do with your father.
Well, you're not working, are you?
Never mind. You'll be very surprised, though. I'll let you know when the time comes. And then we'll get out of here once and for all.
Where are we going?
Europe? Wouldn't you love to go to Europe?
No.
Why not?
What's in Europe?
Oh, they have everything in Europe. High art, paintings, buildings, castles, fancy food.
They have all that here.
Why can't you? I thought you were sensitive like your grandfather was. You're not like him, Margot, are you?
No.
What is that? You're circumcised just like him. I saw it, in fact. Oh, I looked, and I could see the similarity. When he was alive is when I checked. Don't be ridiculous.
Did you sneak in on him or something?
No, we lived in a small house.
What is my job first?
What is she yelling about now?
Her jobbers?
What do you need your yappers for?
I'm taking the horse.
Don't be ridiculous! You know how far you get on that horse? Not very far.
Far enough.
That horse spooks at his own shadow. Emma, you're not taking that horse! Go down and lock that horse in the stall.
Let her go.
Are you kidding me? On the highway? She'll kill herself.
She's not going to take him on the highway.
That horse is a killer. West, go down and make sure she does not take that horse. I don't want her taking that horse. It's dangerous. Emma, you're not taking that horse!
She's a good rider.
I don't care.
She's taken him out on overnight rides before. Look, if you're so worried about it, you go down and check on her then.
Oh, maybe she'll be all right.
Alright. Look, where's this money coming from?
You know, I saw that horse. I saw that horse get a new set of shoes. It was insane, that horse. It was an idiot. They had to throw it down every time.
Okay. Yeah, well, you're still not answering it. Where's the money coming from?
What money?
The money that's supposed to make us rich?
I'm selling the house. I'm selling the house, the land, the orchard, the tractor, the stock, everything. It all goes.
It's not yours to sell.
It's mine as much as his.
What, you're not telling him?
Nope, I'm not telling him, and I shouldn't have told you, so just keep it under your hat.
If you're gonna sell, he has to sign the co-sale. 50-50.
Now, I checked with a lawyer, and it's all legal.
What lawyer?
I have a lawyer friend.
A lawyer friend?
Yes, his name is Taylor. He's very, very successful, and he's handling the whole thing for me.
I can't believe you hired a lawyer.
I told you, he's a friend. He's
So what,
doing
you're
it
not,
as a favor.
you're not paying him?
He's taking a percentage, a small percentage.
Unbelievable. I mean, how can you sell? You still have a mortgage. You borrowed money on it.
Don't start questioning me. I have taken care of all the arrangements already.
That bastard almost killed me.
What happened to you?
He dragged me clear across the corral.
I told you not to mess around with that fool horse. He's insane, that horse.
How am I ever going to get out of here?
You're not going to get out of here. You're too young. Go change your clothes.
I'm not too young to have babies, right?
What's that? What does that mean?
That's what bleeding is, right? That's what bleeding's for?
Don't talk silly. Now go change your clothes.
It's the only one I've got.
Well, then find something else.
I can't stay here forever.
No, nobody's staying here forever. We're all leaving.
We are?
Yes, we're going to Europe.
Who is?
All of us.
Pop, too?
Probably not.
How come? You'd like it in Europe, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
So you mean just you, me, and Wes are going to Europe? That sounds awful.
How does this sound awful? It'd be a vacation.
It would be the same as it is here.
No, it wouldn't. It would be Europe. It'd be a brand new place.
But we'd all be the same people.
Why do you say things like that? What is the matter with you?
Well, we would be.
I tried so hard to make things better around here, to bring a little adventure into our lives, and you come in here and you just reduce the whole thing to smithereens.
We don't have enough money to go to Europe anyway.
Go change your clothes.
No,
If your father were here, you would change your clothes.
he's not.
Why can't you just cooperate?
Because it's deadly. It leads to dying.
You're not old enough to talk like that.
I was down there in the mud, being dragged along.
I warned you not to go down there.
Suddenly, I wasn't the same person anymore. I was just a hunk of meat, tied to a big animal, being pulled.
Maybe you'll know the danger next time.
I had the whole trip planned out in my head. I was going to head to Baja, California.
Mexico?
I was going to work on fishing boats, deep sea fishing, helping businessmen haul in huge swordfish in Barracuda. I was going to work my way up the coast, stopping at all the little villages, speaking Spanish. I was going to learn to be a mechanic and work on four-wheel drive vehicles that broke down, transmissions. I could learn to fix anything. Then, I'd learn to be a short-order cook and write novels on the side, in the kitchen, kitchen novels. Then I'd get published and disappear into the heart of Mexico. Just like that guy.
What guy?
That guy who wrote Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
When did you see that?
He had initials for a name. And he disappeared. No one knew where to send his royalties. He escaped.
Snap out of it, Emma! You don't have a background to do things like that. That stuff's not for you. You do beautiful embroidery. Why would you want to be a mechanic?
I like cars. I like travel. I like the idea of people breaking down, and I'm the only one who can help them get on the road again. It would be like being a magician. Just open the hood and cast your magic spell.
Why are you dreaming?
I'm not dreaming now. I was dreaming then. Right up to the point when I got the halter on. Then I stopped dreaming and saw myself being dragged through the mud.
Go change your clothes.
Why do you keep saying that? Is that by saying it you relieve yourself of responsibility?
I don't understand a single thing you just said to me. How
That-
come?
That's good.
Why is that good?
Because if you could, it would mean you understood me. Hungry?
No.
Just have it?
What?
Opening and closing.
Christ, Emma, what am I going to do with you?
Let me go.
You're too young.
Hello? Any corn muffins in there? We're not broke, you know. So you don't have to hide. I don't know where the money goes, but we're not broke. We're not part of the starving class. Any muffins in there? Hello? Any produce? Any rutabagas? Any root vegetables? Nothing? It's all right. I've had worse. I've had to take my lunch to school wrapped up in a newspaper. That's the worst. Worse than no lunch. So don't feel bad. You'll get some company before you know it. You'll get some little eggs tucked into your drawers, and some yellow margarine tucked into your sides, and some frozen chicken tucked into your... You haven't seen my chicken, have you?
Eat American lamb. 20 million coyotes can't be wrong.
Wes, I'm going out to have a business lunch with Taylor. I'll be back.
Well, you're shit out of luck. Santa Claus hasn't come yet. Huh. I know you're lucky I'm not really starving. You're lucky it's a civilized household. You're lucky it's not Korea. Rains are pouring through the cardboard boxes, and you're tied to a log in the mud. Somebody's hungrier than you. And that hunger takes him outside, slits your throat and eats you raw. This hunger kills you, and you're starving.
Who put the goddamn garbage cans in front of the goddamn door? What the hell are you doing in here? Is this the inside or the outside? This is the inside, right? This is the inside, even if there is no door. So what the hell are you doing in here? This is the inside. That's not funny. Perfect. 0, absolute 0. Not it. Goose eggs. We've done it again. We've left everything up to the old man. All the maintenance, all the upkeep. I don't know why we even keep a refrigerator in this house. All it's good for is slamming. Slamming all day and through the night. Slam, slam. What's everybody hoping for? A miracle? Are you hoping for a miracle? Well, there's no miracle. No miracles today. They're all used up. It's only Mr. Slave Labor himself come back to provide for the empty larder.
What are you yelling about? There's nobody here.
What are you sneaking up like that for? You could have got yourself killed.
What's in the bag?
Groceries. Somebody's got to feed this house.
What kind of groceries?
Potatoes. What else?
Potatoes?
Yeah. Good Maine potatoes. Got them for half price up in Chelsea.
You went all the way out there for potatoes?
Of course not. What do you think I am, an idiot? I went out there to check on my land.
What land?
My woodlot. Now stop talking, will you? Everything was okay until you came in. I was talking to myself, and everything was okay.
Oh, you never told me you had land.
Told your mother.
Well, she never told me that.
Shut up, will you?
What's it like?
Well, it's not what I expected, that's for sure.
So what is it then?
It's just not what I expected. Guy came to the door selling land, so I bought some.
What guy?
Some guy looked respectable, talked a good line. Told me it was an investment for the future. All kinds of great things are going to be developed out there. Golf courses, hotels, shopping malls, autobahns, that kind of stuff. So I bought it.
How much?
I didn't pay for the whole thing. I just put something down on it. I'm not that stupid.
Well, how much then?
Why should I tell you? I borrowed the money. So it's none of your goddamn business how much it was.
So it turned out to be a hoax, huh?
Real piece of shit. Nothing but a bunch of strings and sticks with chipmunks running through it.
Nothing around it?
Not a thing. Just a stump field. No way to even get water out to the goddamn place. No way to even put a trailer on it.
Huh.
Well, I don't know where the guy is now, but where's your mother?
Oh, she went out.
Oh, she went out. The car's gone. Where'd she go?
I don't know.
Well, when she comes back, tell her to do the laundry for me, would ya? Tell her no bleach and anything except the socks and no starch in the collars. You remember that?
Yeah, no bleach, no starch. Got it.
Good. Right. That's it. Now don't forget.
Where are you going?
Just you never mind where I'm going. I can take care of myself. What's wrong with the land?
Maggots.
Poor little bugger. Put some of that blue shit on it. That'll fix them up. You know, the blue stuff in the bottle.
Yeah.
That'll fix him up. You know, I was kind of thinking of selling this place.
We were, huh?
Yeah, don't tell your mother.
I won't.
Bank probably won't let me, but I was thinking of selling it and buying some land down in Mexico.
Why in Mexico?
I like it down there. Now, don't forget about that blue stuff. Can't afford to lose any lambs. Only had about 2 sets of twins this year, didn't we?
3.
3 then. Not much.
You think she's making it with that guy?
Taylor? How should I know?
I think she is. She's after him for his money.
He's after our money. Why should she be after his?
What money?
Our potential money.
This place couldn't be that valuable.
Well, no, not the way it is now. But they'll divide it up, make lots out of it.
She's after more than that.
More than what?
Money. She's after esteem.
With Taylor?
Yeah. She sees him as an easy ticket. She doesn't want to be stuck out here in the boonies all her life.
I should have thought of that a long time ago.
She couldn't. Not with Pop. He wouldn't let her think. She just went along with things.
She can't think. He can't either. I mean, how can they think when they're behind the 8 ball all the time?
Don't be too harsh.
I mean,
How come you didn't tell me when Pop came in last night?
I don't know.
You could have told me.
I mean, he just dropped his dirty laundry off and left.
He brought food, too.
Brought home potatoes.
Better than nothing. They're probably halfway to Mexico by now.
Who?
She's snuggling up to him, and giggling, and turning the dial on the radio. He's feeling proud of himself. Buying her hot dogs and bragging about his business. She's telling him all about it. About how Dad's crazy and trying to kill her all the time. She's happy to be on the road. See new places go flashing by. They cross the border and gamble on the Hila games. They head towards Baja and swim along the beaches. Build campfires and roast fish at night. In the morning they take off again. But they break down outside a little place called Los Cerritos. They have to hike 5 miles into town. They come to an old beat-up gas station with 1 pump and a dog with 3 legs. There's only 1 mechanic in the whole town, and that's me. They don't recognize me though. They ask if I can fix their carro. And I speak only Spanish. I've lost the knack for English by now. I understand them though, and I give them a lift back up the road in my rebuilt 4-wheel drive International. I jump out, look under the hood. I see it's only the rotor inside the distributor that's broken. But I tell them they need an entire new engine, new coil, new parts and plugs, and some slight adjustments to the carburetor. It's an overnight job, and I'll have to charge them for labor. So, I set a cot up for them in the garage, and when they've fallen asleep, I take out the entire engine and put in a rebuilt Volkswagen block. In the morning, I charge them double for labor, send them on their way, and resell their engine for a small mint. What are you building anyway?
It's a new door. What's it look like?
It's like a bunch of sawed-up wood to me.
Well, you know, at least it's practical.
We're doing okay without a front door. Besides, it might turn off potential buyers. It makes the place look like a chicken shop. My chicken! I could have killed her right then.
You don't understand what's going on yet, do you?
With what?
With the house. What, you think it's Mr. and Mrs. America who's gonna buy this place? It's not. It's Taylor.
He's a lawyer.
He works for an agency. Land development.
So what?
So it means a lot more than losing a house. It means losing a country.
You make it sound like an invasion.
It is an invasion. It's a zombie invasion. Taylor's just the head zombie. It's only a sign that more zombies are on their way. We'll be fighting through that door in a second.
Once you get it built,
There's gonna be giant steel balls crashing through the walls. Giant steel girders spanning acres of land. Cement pilings. Prefab walls. Foremans with their sleeves rolled up and blueprints under their arms. Zombie architecture. Built by zombies for the use and convenience of all other zombies. Invisible zombies just occupying. It's gonna be a whole zombie city. Right where we're living now. Right here.
we could occupy it. Dad's got a gun.
That's a crap gun.
It works. I saw him shoot a turkey with it once.
The turkey.
Blasted it to smithereens. Sitting right out there in the maple tree. Gobbling all night long.
It's probably mating season.
You think he'll ever come back?
Who?
Our parents.
What do you mean, ever?
Yeah. Maybe. They'll never come back. We'll have the whole place to ourselves. We could do a lot with this place.
I'm not staying here forever.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Madawaska, maybe?
Madawaska?
Sure, why not?
What's in Madawaska?
Frontier.
You crazy? It's all frozen. Full of rapers.
It's full of possibilities. It's undiscovered.
Who wants to discover a bunch of ice?
Just relax, relax. It's only an old man. Now, what the hell's all this? What are you building, a barn or something?
It's a new door.
New door? What's the matter with the old door?
It's gone.
Where'd it go?
You broke it.
Oh. My laundry done yet?
She hasn't come back yet.
Who?
Mom.
Hasn't come back yet? Been all night. Hasn't it been all night?
Yes.
Hasn't the sun rised and fallen on this miserable planet?
Yes.
Well, where is she?
She went out.
Don't pull that on me. Don't you pull that on me.
I know where she is.
Don't try protecting her. There's no protection. None.
Really, I don't know.
She went with a
What?
lawyer. A lawyer?
A lawman? A person of the law? What's a lawyer?
A guy named Taylor?
Taylor? You knew?
Thought she'd be back by now. Said she was going for a business lunch.
Maybe they had an accident.
My car? My Subaru? I'll break his fucking back.
And maybe they did have an accident. Call the hospitals.
Don't call anybody. Don't you call anybody. Or was that antique? Good fortune.
You want to sit down, Pop?
Understand. Well, what is that lamb doing here? Is that what you're doing? You're building a pen for the lamb?
Told you, it's a new door.
I gotta sit down.
why don't you go to bed or something so I can finish this?
What for? I told you I'm selling the joint. Why build a new bore? No point in putting any money into it.
I'm living here. I'm staying here right up to the point where I'm not.
Real brave. Real courageous outlook. I envy that feeling.
You do?
Yeah, of course. What else is there to envy besides a good outlook? How about mine? How about my outlook? You envy it?
No.
That's because it's full of poison. It's infected. You know poison, right? You know poison when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I know you do. And it scares you.
It doesn't scare me.
No?
No.
Well, that's good. You're growing up. I never saw my old man's poison until I was much older than you. Much older. You know how I recognized it?
How?
Because I saw it infected me. That's how. Saw me carrying it around. Is poison in my body. Do you think that's fair?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think? You think I asked for it?
No.
Yeah. I didn't ask for it, but I got it.
I think it's probably just the way it works sometimes.
Yep, I got it. You know how you find it?
No, I'm not really quite sure what it is.
Just look inside yourself. You'll find it there.
How?
You know how you poison coyotes?
Strychnine?
No. How, not what.
Put it in the belly of a dead lamb.
Right. Now do you understand?
No.
You're a pig. You're a pig. You know, I used to watch my old man moving around, moving through rooms, driving the tractor, watched him watching baseball, watched him getting out of the way of things, out of the way of my mother, away from my brothers, watched him from the sideline. Nobody saw him but me. You're all right here. Nobody saw him but me. He lived apart. Right in the midst of everything. He lived apart.
Mom's trying to sell the place too. See who the lawyer guy is. Selling through him.
I'll kill him. I'll kill them both. Where's my gun? I got a gun around here somewhere.
I'll just take it easy, Pop.
Oh, you take it easy. This has been going on long enough. It's like living in a den of asps here. There's conspiracies going on behind my back. Everybody's acting up against me. Every last one of you. I'm the one who's working. I'm the one who brings home food. I bought this house, and I'm selling this house, and I'm keeping all the money because it's owed me. You all owe it to me, every last one of you. And she's not stealing this house from me because it's mine. Stay back. I'm not dying. Just keep back. I don't need a bed. I don't need anything from you. I'm all right. All right here. And I'll just stay right here. Don't anybody move me. Nobody. I'm all right here.
Emma! Emma! Shit. Okay, Pop, don't go out with me, Pop.
Don't get too close.
Okay, we don't have to sell, you know. We can fix this place up by ourselves.
Too late. I owe money.
I'll get a job.
You'll have to.
Oh, I will. I mean, we can run this place by ourselves, you know?
Don't be stupid. There's not enough trees here to make a living.
We'll join the Maine Potato Growers Association. We can make a living that way.
No, go on. Get away from me. Get out of here.
I mean, you can't sell this place without your signature. It's not legal.
I'll kill that man. I'll kill myself if I have to. I'll crash into him. I'll crash into him with my Subaru. What's he look like? What's he look like?
I don't know, ordinary? Like a crook?
I'll find him. And I'll find that jerk who sold me that phony stump deal. I'll track them all down, every last one of them. I'll track her down and shoot them in their bed, in their hotel bed. I'll spray their brains all over that vibrating bit. And I'll drag him into the lobby and I'll slit his throat. I was in the war. I know how. I was over there. I know how to kill. Done it before. It's easy. All you have to do is make an adjustment. Convince yourself that it's all right. And it's easy. You just slaughter them. It's easy.
You don't have to kill him. It's not legal what he's doing.
He's with my wife, and that's illegal.
She'll be back.
He doesn't know who he's dealing with. He thinks I'm just like him. Cowardly, sniveling, sneaking around. He's not counting on what's in my blood. The explosiveness. We're not from the same class. He doesn't realize that. He's not counting on that. He's counting on me to use my reason. Talk it out. Have a conversation. To make a businessman's lunch. Talk it out. He's not thinking about murder. Murder is the last thing on his mind.
Just take this up.
And now go to sleep. Sleep right here. Falling away. I was a flyer, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Flew giant machines up in the air. Giant bombs. It was beautiful. Cambodia, Nam, China Ocean. Giant ocean. Blue oceans.
You asleep? Pop? Pop?
How long's he been here?
Not so long. Where have you been?
Out.
Where's your boyfriend?
Don't get insulting.
Who put all these potatoes in here? What's going on?
What are you doing?
I'm throwing them out. Oh, it's ridiculous to bring potatoes home when we have no food to eat.
Dad brought him back from Chelsea.
Oh, he went to see his pathetic piece of property, I guess.
I told you about that? You never told me.
Well, I just know that's all.
It was Taylor, wasn't it?
I just happen to know that he was screwed out of $500. Let's leave it at that. Another swell business deal.
So it was Taylor.
What?
He was the one who sold him the land.
Don't be ridiculous. There are plenty of people out there dealing in real estate, you know. Taylor's not the only one.
I've seen him sneaking around here for months.
Sneaking? He doesn't sneak. He comes right through the front door. He's very, very polite.
He's venomous.
that's all.
I mean, how else would you know?
That's his job. He's a speculator. It's very important in this day and age for someone to know how to accurately assess the value of land. And he happens to be that person. Now,
You told me he was a lawyer.
I don't delve into his private affairs.
Well, you don't, do you? I mean, how else would you know? You don't dive into his personal affairs. Sure you don't.
Why are you so bitter all of a sudden?
It's not all of a sudden.
I would think that you would be very happy to get away from here, to travel, to see other parts of the world.
I'm not leaving.
Yes, you are. We all are. I've sealed the deal. Just takes one little last signature from me, and it's all finished. Everything. The beat-up cars, the rusted-out tractor, the insane horse, the demented sheep, the rusty automobiles, the chickens, the moldy vegetables, all over. The whole shooting match, the whole collection over.
You're too late, you know. All your wheeling
What?
and dealing, you're too late.
What do you mean?
Dad's already sold the place.
What? Are you crazy? He couldn't sell a shoestring. Look at him. Look at him lying there. Does that look like a man who could actually know how to sell something as valuable as a piece of property? Does that look like competence to you? Take a look at him. He's pathetic.
Wouldn't wake him up if I were you. He's gonna kill Taylor.
Oh, he's always going to kill somebody. Every day he's going to kill somebody.
I think he means it this time. He's got nothing to lose.
That's for sure.
He's gonna kill you too.
Do you know what this is? It's a curse. You can feel it. It's invisible, but it's there. It's always. It comes onto us like nighttime. Every day I feel it coming. Every day. I can see it coming, and it always comes. Repeats itself. And it goes back, too. It goes back and back to tiny little cells and genes, to atoms, to tiny little swimming things, making up their minds without us, plotting in the womb. Before that, in the air, we're surrounded with it. It's bigger than government even. And it goes forward too. We spread it. We pass it on. We inherit it and pass it on and then pass it on again, and it goes on and on like that without us. Hello? Yes? Oh, yes, this is Mrs. Tate. Yes. I have a daughter named Emma. She's what? She's in the police station? She's being held for what? She rode into a bar and shot it full of holes with a rifle? Oh. Yes, I'll be there. I'll be right down. Thank you. Everybody's
There's worse things than maggots, you know. Much worse. Maggots will go away if they're properly attended to. If you got someone who has the time, who recognizes the signs, who can bring you in out of that cold, wet pasture and fix you up in a comfy place like this. No land ever had it so good. Why, it's warm, and there's no draft. At least there won't be once we fix the door. No varmints, no coyotes, no eagles, no. should I tell you something about eagles? This is a true story, a true account. I was out in the field doing the castrating, which is something that just has to be done. Not my favorite job, but it's something that just has to be done. I set myself up next to the lean-to out there, a flat roof shelter with my best knife, some boiling water, and a hot iron to cauterize with. It's a bloody business by all accounts. I had maybe a dozen spring ram lambs to do. Had them gathered up away from the ewes. The same sort of structure you got here. Sort of fenced-in structure. It was a bright, crisp type of morning. The air was real thin and you could see way out off across the pasture land. The frost was still pitched down low on the stem, close to the ground. A couple of crows, the lambs, the ewes, crying for their lost babies. That was the only sound there was. Well, I went in working for a while, and all of a sudden I felt a shadow cross over me. I felt it before I saw it spreading out on the ground. It felt like it feels when the clouds pass in front of the sun. Huge, dark, cold. So I looked up, expecting maybe a buzzard or a redwing, and what smacked me across the eyes but a giant eagle. Well, I'm a flyer, and I know about aeronautics, but this sucker was doing some downright suicidal antics. Coming in real low, like he was looking for a landing or something, and then pulling back up into the sky and sailing out away from me. Well, hit a couple more lands, and the same thing happened. Only this time, he's even lower. I could almost feel his feathers scratching my back. I could hear him real clear. His feathers were making a sort of snapping noise. And then up he went again. Well, this time I watched him a little longer, trying to figure out what his intentions were. And then it came. He was after those testes, those fresh little remnants of manhood. Well, I thought I'd oblige him this time. So I went back to work, pretending to be occupied, and I threw some of the testes up on top of the shed roof. I was waiting for him, though. I was listening real close. I was watching the ground because I knew he'd be coming up from behind and there'd be a shadow. Nothing happened for maybe 3 more lambs. Then all of a sudden he came. Bam! Like a thunderbolt. He was down on that shed roof, his talons tearing up half the tar paper with him, his wings flailing in the air, screaming like a bred mare. Then up into the sky again. Well, I had to stand up on that one. Something brought me right up off the ground and I was yelling my head off. Don't know what was coming out of me, but I was standing there with this icy feeling up my spine, just shouting my fool head. Cheer. I haven't felt anything like that since the first time up in a B-52. And I sat down and went back to work. But every time I cut a lamb, I'd throw those balls up on the shed roof, and every time he'd come down like that Cannonball Express on that shed roof, and I'd get that same feeling.
Then what?
You listening to me?
Yeah. Then what?
Telling it to the lamb.
Tell it to me.
You've heard it before. You know, I'm thinking of staying. I'm thinking of fixing up this place. Huh, why not? Does that sound stupid? This could be a real great place if somebody could take an interest in it. Why don't you have some coffee? There's a fresh pot over there on the stove. I got up and walked around the whole place this morning real early. I don't think I've walked around the whole place in a couple of years. And as I was walking, a strange thing started happening to me.
What's that?
I was wondering who this was walking around in the orchard at 6:30 in the morning. Didn't feel like me. It was some character in an overcoat with tennis shoes and a baseball cap and stickers coming out of his face. Didn't seem like the owner of a piece of property as nice as this. And I started wondering who the owner was. I mean, if I didn't feel like the owner, then who was the owner? And I started wondering if the real owner might not step out of nowhere and start blasting my brains out for trespassing. I started wondering if I should be running or hiding, because I don't belong in a neighborhood as nice as this. Not that it was real fancy, but it was peaceful, real peaceful. Then it struck me that I actually was the owner, that it was somehow me walking out there, walking on my own piece of land, and that gave me a real good feeling. So I came inside, and the first thing I did was I took all my old clothes off and walked around here naked. Walked through the whole house in my birth picture. Tried to get the feeling of it really being me in my own house. It was like shedding a whole person, a whole skin. Then I walked in and made a hot bath, hot as I could stand it. Sank down into it and let it sink into my skin. Let it fog up the windows and the glass on the medicine cabinet. Then I drained all the water out and filled the whole tub up again, only this time with ice cold water. I just sat there and let it creep up on me until it was up to my chin. I got out, took a shave, found myself some clean clothes, came in here and made myself a great big breakfast of ham and eggs.
Ham and eggs, huh?
Yeah. Somebody left a whole mess of groceries in the icebox. Surprised the hell out of me. It was like Christmas. It was like someone knew that I was going to be reborn this morning or something. Couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah, Mom left all the groceries.
Then I made coffee. And I started doing all the stuff that I used to do. It felt like coming back to my life after a long time of being away. Then I started doing the laundry, all the laundry. I went over the whole house, picking up every pile of dirty clothes I could lay my hands on. And every time I leaned over to pick up a piece of clothing, I could feel that person in the room. Like clothing was still attached to the person it belonged to. And I felt like I knew every single one of them. Every one. Like I knew you through the flesh and blood. Like our bodies was connected and we could never escape. But I didn't want to escape. It felt like a good thing. It felt good to be connected by blood. And that the family is not just a social thing. It's an animal thing, and it's a reason of nature that we are all gathered together there under the same roof. Not that we had to be, but that we should be. And I started to be glad about that. I started to feel full of hope.
Started.
So, I was thinking about what you were saying about the Maine potato farm, you know, joining the Maine Potato Growers Association and all that. And I was thinking that's not such a bad deal. Wouldn't have to hire chicanos or nothing. We could do all the picking ourselves and sell direct to the company. How's that for an idea? Cut back on the overhead. Tractor's still working, isn't it? I mean, the engine's not freezed up or anything. Plenty of water in the irrigation system. I checked it myself this morning. Water's just bursting through those pipes. Why, it wouldn't take much to get the whole thing up and running again. I could sell my land out there, and that would give us something to get started on. Somebody somewhere must want a good woodlot. It's prime real estate, even if it isn't being developed. Only 3 hours from Portland, and you know what that's like. You know what kind of people frequent that place. One of them's got to have some cash. I got him back up on his feet. He was touch and go for a while there. Didn't think he was going to make it. Maggots clear up to the small intestine.
Spare me the details.
Where you been, anyway?
Jail.
I finally caught you, huh?
There.
Would you like some breakfast? I'm fixing some for Wes here.
You're cooking?
Yeah, what does it look like?
Who did all this laundry?
Yours truly.
Are you having a nervous breakdown or something?
Can a man do his own laundry?
As far as I know, he can.
Did some of yours, too.
Gee, thanks.
I didn't have to, but I was doing a load of my own, so I figured I might as well throw in everybody else's.
I'm very grateful.
Where you been, anywhere? Out with that fancy lawyer?
Jail. Like I said.
Come on. What, a visit? They throw you in the drunk tank? Out with it.
I was visiting your daughter.
What did they have her for?
Possession of firearms, malicious assault, breaking and entering, violation of equestrian regulations. You name it.
Well, she always was a fireball.
Part of the inheritance, huh?
Direct descent.
Glad you can take shame and turn it into a source of pride.
What's shameful about it? Takes courage to get charged with all those things. A lot of people her age couldn't run up a mess of charges like that.
That's for sure.
But you?
No, don't be ridiculous. It doesn't run in my family line. I'm not self-destructive.
No? Now that I think about it, you're the only one who doesn't have it. Only us.
Now I'm the outsider, huh?
That's true. You come from a different class of people. Genteel. Artists. They were all artists, weren't they? Nobody ever raised their voice.
My grandfather was a pharmacist.
Scientists, then. People of the profession. Professional.
Would you knock it off? I have been down at the jail all night trying to pull Emma together. I come home to Mr. Hot, Mr. Mia Copa himself, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. What is this? A brand new morning? Woke up sober? Well, you can kiss off of that crap because I'm not buying it.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, I don't want any cup of coffee. Please get the son of a bitch out of my kitchen.
You picked up on the language okay, but your inflection is off.
Nothing wrong with my inflection.
Something doesn't ring quite true. Something deep in the voice. Something at the heart of it.
Oh, you're really something. You telling me I'm not living up to your standards, you're a complete washout.
It's not a matter of standards. It's more like fate.
Oh, stop it, will you? I'm so exhausted.
Why don't you lie down on the floor? It's nice and hard. It'll do wonders for you. Just stretch yourself out. You'll be amazed. It's better than a bed.
More?
And when you wake up, I'll have a great big breakfast of bacon and eggs waiting for you. You'll feel like $1,000,000. You'll wonder why you spent all those years in bed once you felt that floor. That floor will deliver. That's the trouble with too much comfort. Makes you forget where you came from, makes you lose track. You think you're moving forward, but you're losing all the time. You think you're making headway, but you're falling back more and more. Going into a trance that you'll never come back from. You're hypnotized. Your body's mesmerized. You're falling into a coma. That's why you need a good hard floor once in a while to bring you back. Good hard floor to bring you back to life.
You should have been a preacher.
Think so?
Great voice you have. Deep. Resonates.
I never was a public person.
Oh, Wes. You should have seen that jail.
I have.
That's right. How could you ever sleep in a place like that?
You can sleep anywhere if you're numb enough. Wes, your breakfast ready?
He just went out.
Where?
He went out with the lamb under his arm.
Where'd he go?
Outside.
God damn it, Wes, your breakfast ready. Not out there. Don't you know it? Everything's all ready and he walks out. Shouldn't have taken that lamb, though. That lamb needs to be kept warm. No. Guess I might as well eat it myself. Double breakfast. Why not? Can't expect the critter to get better. It's not kept warm. I always was best at talking to myself. Always the best thing. Nothing like it. Keeps you company, at least. How did we get here? I remember I was in hock. In hock up to my elbows. See, I always counted on the future. Banked on things getting better. I always figured that that's why everybody wants you to buy refrigerators, buy cars, buy lots, houses, investments. They would be so generous if they didn't think you had it coming in. At some point, you got to have it coming in. So I went along with it. Why not borrow? If I know it's going to be coming in, why not put a Dutch on every now and then? They all want you to borrow anyway. Bankers, the car lots, investment firms. It's all geared to invisible money. You never hear the sound of change anymore. Just plastic swishing back and forth. It's all in their heads. So I figured if that's the way it is, why not take advantage of it? Why not go into debt for a couple of grand if it's just numbers? If it's just an idea, if there's nothing really there? Why not take advantage of it? So I went along with it, that's all. I played ball. She must have known about it. She must have thought I'd left her.
He did.
I just went off for a while, now and then. I couldn't stand it here. I couldn't stand the idea that everything was staying the same, that every morning it was going to be the same. So I just kept looking out there somewhere. Kept looking out for it. Trying to put the pieces together, the jumps. I couldn't figure the jumps. Being born, growing up, dropping bombs, having kids, hitting bars, all this. It all fell down on me somehow. It all fell around me. So I kept they're fine. And all the time, it was right here, right beside this house. Look, I know I've ignored the chores around this place and left it up to you to do them instead of me. But I brought you some potatoes back, didn't I? I didn't have to do that. I went out of my way. I saw a sign and went 2 miles out of my way to bring you back some potatoes. You can't be as starving as all that. We're not that bad off. God damn it. I've seen starving people in my day, and we're not that bad off. You're just spoiled, that's all. Why, this is a paradise for a young person. I know people your age who give their eye teeth to grow up in an environment like this. You got everything. Everything. You got opportunities just staring you right in the teeth. Ella, wake up! If this is supposed to make me feel guilty, it ain't working. It ain't working because I don't have to pay for my past now. Not now, not after this morning. That's all behind me. You understand? It's over now. I've been reborn. I'm a whole new person. I'm a whole new person.
What's she? Asleep or something? Wake up!
Where the hell have you been? I thought you were in jail.
I got out. How? Zumba. That's how. Easy. I'm going into Zumba. It's the only thing that pays these days. Perfect form of self-employment. No credentials, no diploma, no overhead, no upkeep. Just straight profit. Right off the top.
Why am I the one going backwards?
It's because you don't look ahead. You don't see the writing on the wall. You gotta look out for these things. It's deadly otherwise. You can't believe people when they look you in the eyes. You gotta look behind them. See what they're standing in front of. What they're hiding. Everybody's hiding, Wes. Everybody. Nobody looks like what they are.
What are you?
I'm gone. I'm gone. Never to return.
I must have slept right through the day. How long did I sleep?
Not so long.
And Emma, she really left on that horse. I didn't think she would do it. I had a dream about it. That's what woke me up.
Just right here in the kitchen.
I must have slept right through it. Wes, guess what? Something just went right through me.
What's that?
Remember that story your father used to tell about the eagle?
Yeah.
I know. How does it go? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. It just went right through me. I remember something the eagle comes swooping down and then goes back up into the sky and then comes swooping down again. What else? Do you remember?
A cat comes.
That's right, a cat. A big tomcat comes right out in the fields and jumps up on the roof and sniffs around on all the entrails or whatever else is up on the roof, and
That eagle comes and scoops him up. Sends him soaring off into the sky, screaming.
the cat. They go fighting into the sky. That's right, they fight like crazy in the sky, and the cat's clawing at the eagle's chest, and the eagle won't drop him because he can't drop him, and the cat won't let go because he knows that if he'll fall, he'll die.
And the eagle's being torn apart in the air. The cat won't let go.
And the two of them just fall. They fall down to earth. The two of them just fall down. Like one whole thing.